Last day, I went to the garden center to get a few strawberry seedlings. I planted them in my vertical planter. You can check my video on that if you're interested. When I was there, some lettuce seedlings were smiling at me. I couldn't resist bringing them home, so I got some baby leaf lettuce and some lamb lettuce. Today I'm going to plant them in my raised bed, so I thought maybe I can share some tips that I know on how to plant and take care of lettuce seedlings for a long harvest. This video is not going to cover the sowing part, but we'll start from the transplanting part. The first step would be to take the seedlings out very carefully from the container. Best would be not to touch the leaves because these leaves are really tender. I squeeze the container, turn it over so that they come out from the container easily. Separate the seedlings only by the roots. While planting, do not plant them deep. In fact, just make a small hole and place a seedling on top such that the crown of the plant is above the level of the soil. This will prevent the rotting of the leaves and eventually the plant. As you can see, the crown of the plant is above the soil. Similarly, I'm planting the other seedlings as well with a spacing of 10 to 15 cm between the seedlings. The spacing is important for them to grow to their full potential without much competition for the nutrients. I keep my lettuce in full sun when the temperature is low, that is during spring and fall, and even during mild winters. But in summer, they need to be kept in partial shade, otherwise they'll bolt quickly. During summer, I usually grow them under the shade of bigger plants like tomatoes, chilies, or brassicas. They make a good companion plant for most of the veggies. Next tip is to water them deeply and regularly. This is what keeps them alive. This is essential for their growth. It is important to keep the soil always moist but not too wet. What I've noticed is that when the soil becomes dry, they tend to bolt or flower quickly. So make sure they get watered regularly. Bi-weekly, I provide them with liquid fertilizers like bokashi compost water or seaweed fertilizer, but they're generally light feeders. They do well even without the nutrient supplements. As you can see here, I've also planted the lamb lettuce in a similar manner. Now I'm done with the planting. The next important step is to mulch the soil. This is for the same reason as I mentioned before, that it is important to prevent rotting of the leaves. This has given me very good results in protecting the leaves from the rot. I'm using the straw mulch here, which I had with me since my balcony garden. I still reuse them. This becomes more important in the fall because it is going to rain a lot in the coming weeks. It will take for them around 3 to 4 weeks until we can harvest them. Pluck the outer leaves often, that will encourage the new growth from the center. This will ensure continuous supply of lettuce from your garden. Now it is time to water the seedlings. Ideal would have been to water them prior to mulching, but I forgot to do that. So watering them now at the roots. I'll keep them watered regularly. If there is just one takeaway from this video, that would be not to plant them deep because these tender leaves, they rot very quickly. Two weeks later, they have all established in the soil and is thriving very well in the cold. They'll be ready to harvest in 2 weeks. So I hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Bye and take care.